Today we going over Photobooth. So here's my dilemma. I didn't realize this, but I'm making this to help you guys out there. So I got this Photobooth and my iPad while I'm running the Photobooth software, which I'm gonna show you right here. This is it right here, is the Luma booth. So when I'm running this, I noticed my battery was dying. Look at that, 57%. Went from 100, now you can see it's charging, right? But I'm gonna show you how I solved my issue. So initially, I was trying to charge the iPad using the USB-A, and that's what comes in the back of this ring light, right? So if you look at the back of the ring light, let me show you guys a little better here. Let's get here. So if you look at the back of the ring light, it's got two USB-A ports, and it says 9 volts, 2 amps. But guess what? That is crap. I'm gonna tell you why. All right, we're gonna get back over here on the table. I'm gonna show you guys with my tester, right now. Look at the voltage that I'm getting, and look at the amps that I'm getting, right? 2.75, and right now I'm using this USB-C cable, right? So I'm gonna unplug this, and I'm gonna take the USB-C out, and we're gonna switch to USB-A. So here goes a USB-A cable. I'm gonna plug it in here. So let me get my phone in order here. Okay, so we're gonna plug this right here. Actually, before I do that, we're gonna put our tester. There we go. Then we're gonna plug this cable just off the bat. Look at that, right? You see the amps at 0. So now I'm gonna connect the iPad. Now it's charging the iPad, right? iPad is charging, but look at our amperage. Look how low it is. It's like 1.45. It's nowhere near 2, right? That is your issue. Is your iPad is not able to keep up and stay on. It's because of that. You need to use USB-C. Here's another USB-C cable that I have here that's curved. I kind of like this one. I'm just going to show you guys again the difference with the USB-C. So here we go in the tester, and I'm going to plug it in the bottom of the iPad, and we're going to look at the amps. There we go. It's plugged, and look at that, 2.91. You see that? So depends on your cable, right? USB-C. This one's giving me about 2.91, so 5 volts and 291. I'm gonna switch cable to this one, and we're gonna try to measure that again. See the difference? So like I said, quality of cable. See that? 2.6. So that means this is a better quality cable. Okay, so for the final test, I'm gonna be using this. So I'm gonna use the USB-A again, but I want to test the bottom connectors that came with this. So let's go ahead and plug this just so we could get a reading. And we want to see exactly what this ring light gives you. Let's see. Look at that. See that? Horrible. Not even 5 volts. 1.43. You see how bad that is? That means this ring light is garbage. Garbage. Do not use that for your iPad at all. Look at that. This one is actually giving me a little bit better. I'm getting 5 volts, right? But at the same time, look at the amp. The amp's very low. So these two ports definitely different from each other. I mean, look, right now actually I got 5. But yeah, do not use this. Instead, use something else. Like for me, I'm gonna be using this, and I'm gonna invent a way to get my connections in here. So I'm gonna make another video shortly to cover that. Check it out. Just received this from Amazon. I ended up going with this one that provides fast charging. I believe it was about 30 amps. I will give you guys the exact details if you're interested, but check it out. We're gonna pull it out and measure. Our main concern is that this sticks out like this, right? It's gonna stick out back there, and also has plenty of space. You see that? Look at all the space that I have. So I would say about 1 inch, almost like 1 inch, or maybe a little less. But when it's gonna shove in there, we don't want it to stick all the way out. So we want it to be right there. So if I remove this, which I'm gonna remove that, we're gonna see exactly our measurement. So there you go. Look at that. Right there is what we got, which I think is fine, right? Even with this wire, I'm gonna bend it. If I bend it in, I still have plenty of space for this slider here. So we're gonna go ahead and put our hole right in the middle. But before I do that, I want to test this. I want to make sure this USB-C here gives me the proper charging power that I need. Okay, so we are now ready. I have the charger plugged in, and I also have the tester. So right now we're gonna go ahead and plug it in, and let's see what we get. Wow. So look at the difference between this. See how I'm getting 15 volts? That's a lot more than what I was getting with that one. That one's giving me 5 volts on that USB-C. This USB-C is giving me 15 volts, which means this is a fast charger, way faster than that right there. So when I look at my battery, it's charging at a fast rate. So guys, this is a no-brainer. We're gonna go with this 15 volt charger right here because yeah, this is gonna definitely speed things up for us. Okay guys, we are now ready for the drilling. I got a 2-inch bit and I marked my hole right there, so that's where we're gonna be drilling. Just received this from Home Depot. Basically, I was trying to drill this, but what I had wasn't meant for metal. It was more like wood. So this is the kit that comes with metal. So let's do this. My hole is done. As you can see, it makes a big mess. So make sure you do this outside. Okay, easy part now. Shove your wire right in. Hold it through. And that's it. Look at this. Doesn't that look beautiful or what? And then this goes on the inside. We're gonna shove it through the wire. So now all you gotta do is tie it. Tie it as nicely as you like, but also you wanna position this. I mean, whatever way you like, you know what I mean? I think for me, I'm probably gonna keep it like this. Yep. I want that USB-C to be on the top, and it's gonna be the first thing I wanna connect to. So, yep, I'm gonna do mine just like that. And now make it nice and tight on the inside. As you can see, look at my my distance. So next, I'm gonna insert these. But before I do that, I'm gonna connect the wire all the way down to the bottom. I'm gonna use the same connection they have here. I'm gonna put it on the same location. So we're gonna end up with another connection similar to this. So I'm going to add this black adhesive sealant, right? The reason I'm doing that is because this area is so skinny that you can't really get to tie it very well, right? When you try to tie this down, it doesn't go 100%. It's kind of like loose. So by doing that, I'm going to protect this area at the same time. It's going to make it nice and firm. So if you have something like this, if you have some other gasket, feel free to use whatever gasket you have, but I'm going to go with this. This is my final completed work. Pretty happy with it. Okay. I've completed my wiring, and I also use my meter to test, make sure I got the right voltage. But here's what I did. Put a little zip tie just to kind of keep this in place, and ran it all the way here. A lot of zip ties all around. Got to the bottom, ran it through the corner, and now you're gonna see the final connection. This wire is basically doesn't give you any colors, right? So what I did is I took it apart and figured out that the middle wire is ground, so it's gonna go with the yellow and green. So that's the middle. And then on the left side you have the red, and then on the right side you have the black. So when you look at this cable, that's how you're gonna figure it out. And also what you're gonna do is, if you connect the left or the right to either leads and you don't get any power, that means you need to reverse them. And right now on the back of the unit, we're gonna plug our iPad. Let's do that. Look at me having little issues. Okay, plugged. Look at that, it's charging. It's charging, and this is a fast charger. Final test, using our reader, we're gonna see if we're still getting the voltage that we want. Yes, we do. 15 volts, very nice. That, ladies and gentlemen, concludes it. Our iPad is now doing fast charging using this new outside connections. Okay, adding the screen, the whatever you call this, as you can see, slides right over. Look at that, no issues. Perfect fit. Perfect fit.